to the Jet Experience. Today we are in Los Angeles, kind of just north of downtown at the Heritage Museum in Montecito Heights. I've got my mouse pulled down real quick because we're basically in an empty museum, outdoor museum with nobody around, and so that way you can hear me a little better. We're gonna walk around because even though Disneyland is still closed, we can get a little hidden piece of some Disney, which I'll go find right now and kind of show everybody, and then we'll see what else the museum has to offer. All museums are actually closed right now as of the filming of this in Los Angeles County, and I believe Riverside, San Bernardino counties as well. But this is an outdoor museum, so I think it probably had an exception. So come along and join us on this experience. So if this house looks familiar, you may in fact be a true Disney fan. I'm just kidding, except I'm not. So we are at the Heritage Museum in Los Angeles. In this particular house right here, in fact, let me back up to get the whole thing in the shot. This house was actually used as a location for Saving Mr. Banks. It's a very colorful house, and I'm sure if you don't remember it, if you watch it back now, right in the beginning of the movie, you'll immediately recognize this unique house. So as we walk around in the museum, this was also used as a filming location for Legally Blonde, as well as many other movies, which will include a little clip of a list from IMDb, so we can see everything that was filmed here. And honestly, this just kind of looks like almost like a colonial village. Let's see, this one here actually has a sign out front. I can see it says the Carriage Barn. Let's go see what this is all about. So it was built in 1899 on the grounds of Huntington Memorial Hospital, Pasadena, owned by Dr. Osborne. And Declan said, just figured out we can come up on this house, up to the porch at least. There he is with his shark mask. So this is a cool house. Let's follow him, see where he takes us. It's a very almost southern-like house with it looks like a wraparound porch all the way around. Let's see how far it goes. Don't get too far ahead. Looks like perhaps the back door, and maybe this was the laundry, maybe. Yeah, it definitely looks like this goes all the way around. I myself would not mind having a house with a porch like this. Gotta be honest, having grown up in Vermont, where I'm born and raised, this reminds me a lot of, it gives me the feel of the Shelburne Museum. My dad actually worked there for many years in multiple areas, but mostly in the blacksmith shop. Being a semi-trained blacksmith, it would always bring home little iron kind of gizmos and gadgets. And there's, oh yep, there's chickens. So let's see if I can zoom. All right, we're zooming in. There's the chickens. And I thought it was a duck, but it's actually a fake duck, like a statue or something. There's random chickens in Los Angeles. Oh, I lost them on the screen. There they are. This almost looks like a garden of sorts. Yeah, that looks like a church. Declan was just pointing at this one here. Yep, and I was right. This is a garden in here. Can't really tell exactly what they're growing. Looks like there's a scarecrow up against the shack right there. Well, this looks like kale right here. It smells quite good in here as well. So looking at the brochure, this is the Lincoln Avenue Methodist Church. Let's see, surrounded by orange groves. It was built in 1897 on the corner of Orange Grove Boulevard and Lincoln Avenue. And it first opened in 1898. And I gotta say, it's still in quite good shape. Come back and look at it this way. Try to put the camera up to the window and see if it can focus on the inside. And here's the back side of the church. It says Colonial Drug with some kind of traditional drugstore from the early 1900s with the soda fountain, and that's exactly what it is inside. There, we can actually get a pretty good shot through the glass. Perhaps this is actually open during normal times, since we're in kind of the special COVID restrictions right now. And we'll see what the brochure has to say about it. Yeah, it just basically talks about that they've historically been a fixture in both urban and rural communities. And before the large chain drugstores today, they were kind of a source for local health, and as well as almost like a gathering spot. And here's back towards the front is an older rail car. I don't actually see anything in the brochure about it, but the front entrance, which is kind of also like the visitor center, is the, let me look at the name of it, the Palms Depot, and that was actually used for the train, for the train station. With it says an elevation of 144 feet, which makes sense why they have a rail car right next to it. And right next to the Hale House, which was the movie location, is the Perry House, which was built in 1876. And then in between the two, you can walk up this way, which is where the restrooms are actually located, right in the front. You can see the sign there. And then there's some sort of a outdoor staircase out here. We have not explored it yet, so time to go see where this goes. Completely made of stone and a little bit of kind of probably mortar or concrete. And there's Declan already standing at the top of the stairs. And it's stairs to nothing, really. Kind of just a little walkway up here. Looks like they have some irrigation. And then it butts up against a chain link fence. And then here's a nice shot from above. It's definitely the most unique house on the property here. I wish I had a tree like this at my house. Could probably build a pretty cool tree house in it, or at least have a swing from it. Get a front side of it. There's actually a plaque up there. It's the Valley Knutson Garden Residence. There's Declan up next to the door. Then it has an equally cool tree on this side of it. And then here we are back around to the front side of the Hale House. And then I got it on the way in as well, but here's the sign for the Heritage Square Museum. Hours and days it's open. Here's their phone number, and then their website, heritagesquare.org, which we'll also link in the description below. So now that we just left, here's a little idea of where it's situated. At the very end of this street, I'll come back here, and it's completely at the end of a large cul-de-sac. You can see the front gate, and then right here was the Hale House. And then from the front of it, if I swing around again, it's technically a two-way street, but there was only room coming down it for one car, either direction, and then right off the side, kind of as if you make a right turn, there's a little sign for the Heritage Square Museum parking, with no overnight parking, and it's just a little dirt lot that goes down. Plenty of space for several cars, and there's only a couple here, and I think ours are probably the only visitors. And here's the brochure that I was actually looking at and reading to get the information. So that was our experience of the Heritage Square Museum in Los Angeles. And even though Disneyland are closed right now, at least it was cool to get a little reminiscence of it, seeing the filming location from Saving Mr. Banks, as well as all the other movies that we listed earlier. Really fun experience to be able to get outside and see something, since all the indoor museums are closed right now. So I hope you liked the video. If so, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. If you ring the bell below, you'll get notifications of all of our future videos. As always, be kind and be real, and join us on our next experience.